Hey, it's Ethan here at Etrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Rocky Mounts Monorail on the back of our 2023 Cadillac XT4. Now the Monorail is a two-bike platform-style bike rack capable of supporting two bikes up to 60 pounds each, held primarily in place by these wheel hooks and one strap on the back. Now one of the nicer features that this rack does offer is that it doesn't make frame contact, so you're not going to be worrying about damaging carbon frame bikes if you choose to use those while you're driving. And it accommodates alternative frame bikes as well. The rack can tilt away by using this blue lever down here at the bottom. I like to hold onto the frame while I do it and slowly guide it down. One thing we like to note is that if you are loading a bike on the bottom, it might make it a little bit more difficult to get to that lever and put the bike all the way down. But with it tilted away, as you can see, we have plenty of room to get into the trunk, get whatever we might need, or even sit back here and change our shoes if we need to. Because there's only two touch points, getting the bike loaded and unloaded is really easy, and Rocky Mounts always color codes all their touch points, so you know where to look. The blue release there undoes the strap, and this blue button here allows us to get the hook up and away, and then from there we just need to get our bike off. As I put this strap back, I do just want to point out that the cradles do pivot to accommodate wheelbases of up to 48 inches, and these front cradles fold down. But if you look at the cradle themselves, you can see that there's this ridge here for your road bikes, and it also widens out to support up to 5-inch fat bike tires as well. But with it in this state, it does add quite a bit of distance to the back of your car, which is something to keep in mind when you're trying to park it or store it in your garage. So if you wanted to live with it like this, it would add about 31¼ inches to the back of your vehicle. As far as ground clearance goes, probably just measure that to where this lever is, or the blue lever comes in at about 21 inches. So it does get quite a ways off the ground, thanks partially to that rise in the shank. But ground clearance isn't something that I would be worried about. We can save some space by using the same lever as we did before and folding the rack up. In this position, it's only going to stick out about 11¾ inches from the back of your car, so you definitely save some space that way. I will say it does come a little bit close to the bumper. At the closest point, only getting about 2 inches away, but Rocky Mounts builds their racks very sturdily, and it's not going to get much closer than that. The rack does use a 2-inch shank that fits into our 2-inch receiver tube, held in place by an anti-rattle bolt, and secured by this lock at the end. The lock is nice because it secures the rack, and the anti-rattle bolt keeps all of the shake and play out of the rack as well. Overall, I think the Rocky Mounts Monorail is a really solid option. I love the build quality, and I love that all the touch points are easily labeled and easy to use. If you needed just a little bit more weight capacity, you could maybe check out the Yakima Stage 2, but the Stage 2 is much larger, and the Rocky Mounts overall, I think, gets the job done and takes up a lot less space, so it makes it a really nice fit on the back of our 2023 Cadillac XT4.
Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or a pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Now lastly, we're going over some full speed bumps, and we can see here the up and down action, and this will just be like driving in and out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway.